The Fujifilm X-T30 was recently announced, and you might be thinking to get one for yourself, either because you want to get something more compact or simply because you want to get into the Fujifilm ecosystem. Let's see what are the key differences between this and the Mark II, which one is best for you, and why I think it's a great camera. It's got the X-Trans 4 CMOS sensor, that's 26.1 megapixels. This is the same that we find on the X-T3, X-T4, X-T30, X Pro 3, XS10, X105, and so forth. They have now implemented the X processor 5 as compared to the 4th generation on the X-T30 Mark II. This is great for AI tracking. It has all the tracking features, you know, like tracking boats, trains, cars, airplanes, people, animals, cats, birds, and everything, you name it. It also does things faster than the X processor 4 that we find on the previous model. It now has the same film simulation dial on top here that you find, for example, on the X-T50. I always say that I have mixed feelings about this, and the reason being that personally, as a professional photographer, I don't use this dial because you can assign it to the front dial here, just pressing, and you can change your simulation. So you can go in the menu, you can go in the Q menu. There's different ways to map this to a certain dial or key. But for someone that's starting with Fujifilm, if you are that person and you want to have access to their film simulations and use their files straight out of camera, which is a big thing with Fujifilm, then it can be useful to have it up here. Speaking of film simulations, they now have 20 film simulations in here, like every other recent Fujifilm camera, compared to 18 on the previous model. They implemented Reala Ace as well as Nostalgic Negative, which is personally my favorite with Classic Chrome. Let's talk about video capabilities. You can shoot up to 6.2K in 30p, that's great. But if you want to shoot in 60p, you're gonna have a crop factor of 1.18. Let's have a look at the new lens they released. This is an XC30 to 33mm. Very interesting choice from Fuji. Sometimes they come out with lenses like this, not totally sure entirely why, but what you're getting is you're getting a 13mm, which is pretty wide. It's great, for example, if you want to shoot a landscape, and you go to 33, which is not bad for street photography. So it is a bit of a versatile outdoors type of lens for beginners. But when I say beginners, don't get me wrong, this is a great lens. Every Fujifilm entry lens is not an entry lens. It is actually a good lens. Even though this is the XC, which means that it's made of plastic, it is a very good entry lens. And if you want to shoot things that are wide, I was thinking, you know, probably people are used to shooting with cell phones, so you want something pretty wide. This is the lens that you should use. It's got a maximum aperture of f3.5 when you're shooting at 13, but the aperture becomes 6.3 when you shoot at 33. I find that to be quite limiting. If you're going to be shooting indoors, that's a bit of an issue. It tends to be an issue if you don't have enough light. But if you're going to be shooting outdoors, it's sunny, it's, you know, daylight, you should be okay. You're not going to get a lot of depth of field at 33mm with a maximum aperture of f6.3, but for an entry-level camera and lens, I think it is pretty good. I do say entry-level a lot, but the thing you have to know is that the sensor in this camera is the same found on an X-T3 or X-T4. And those are cameras that I used professionally in the past for weddings, for real estate. I still shoot with the X-T3 pretty often professionally. So the sensor you're getting in here is the same as a pro camera that I often use. So it is tiny, it is compact, it is cheaper, but the sensor itself is really, really good. Oh, and you can lock this lens. I'm thinking is to avoid having the little plastic piece here extended and bumping into something by mistake or whatnot, especially since you don't have a sun hood. So what you can do is you lock it, and when you want to use it, if you try to turn it on this way, it's going to give you a message that says, rotate the zoom ring to extend this lens. So you rotate and then you're ready to shoot. So it is not motorized, it is completely manual. Let's talk about the price of the body. It currently costs $999. This is the cheapest entry-level camera from Fuji. Yes, the XM5 is cheaper by $100, but it does not have an electronic viewfinder. Therefore, that's why I say this is the cheapest camera from Fuji with an electronic viewfinder. You get a 26.1 megapixel sensor, which is not bad at all. I still currently shoot at 24 megapixels, all my professional photography. So it is plenty, especially for an APS-C sensor. And the quality you get out of this thing with every, you know, AI and processing power and all that is actually very good. I haven't tested the sharpness of the lens itself for this entry-level little zoom, but Fujinon is known as good quality lenses, and they're sharp, they're good, and they give you very pleasing results. So I think this is no exception. Let me know in the comment section below if this is something you would purchase, if you already purchased this lens, and what do you think about this third iteration of this X-T30? Do you think they should continue with the X-T30 or not? What are your thoughts? Let me know, and I'll see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Cheers.